Good evening, it's Brian here at Fitzpatrick's Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare. I want to show you this car here. This is a really high spec, premium diesel Honda Civic hatch. In this video, I'm going to show you the reasons that people buy these premium diesel Honda Civics. And we're going to do that by looking around the features on the outside of the car, and then we're going to have a drive in the car as well. And we're going to have a look at the specification on the inside, because that's what this car is all about. It's a really nice, comfortable cruiser. High specification, comfort inside, and it's economical as well. If you're in Ireland and you're thinking about buying this car, please do not hesitate to give me a shout. 086 843 1945. Or if you're watching on YouTube and you'd like me to cover any other aspects of the car or any other car, please do let me know in the comment section below. And if you're watching on YouTube and you think it's useful, please do subscribe, because it lets me know that the videos are actually useful for people. And we are Fitzpatrick's Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare, so we can take a trade-in on this car and we can offer you finance as well. And it's actually a family-run business in operation for almost 70 years. With brands like Honda, Hyundai, Mercedes, and we do after-sales for Toyota and Lexus also. One of the first reasons anyone's going to buy a car like this is because it's really nice looking. These Civics, when they came out in 2017, I thought they were one of the nicest shaped cars that I'd seen in a long time. They're so aggressive looking and they really stand out when you meet them on the road. The front end of the car is really distinctive with that black nose and those big black grills, and I think it actually works really well on a red car. I think the contrast is cool of the red and the black on the front, and it's also continued down the side with those black wheels and also the tinted rear glass on the rear. And it continues onto the back because the rear of the car still looks extremely distinctive compared to most other normal cars on the road. And to be fair, there's actually some functionality on those shapes as well. Those rear spoilers channel airflow off the rear of the car in the most aerodynamic way possible in favour of fuel efficiency. So cool on this one is a lot of the roof is black, which keeps within the theme of red and black we've seen already, because that roof is a panoramic sunroof, which we'll see in a little while. So the first reason that these cars have been so popular has got to be that styling. They look really well. People really like the premium because it's got a really high level of specification. The key of this car is completely keyless. Starting off, we have this little fob along through here that allows us to control things like the lights. So when we get out of the car, the follow me home function will turn off the lights after about 20 or so seconds. And if you want, then using the key, we can engage the lights again. And while you can see we are manually using that, most people are going to use the keyless function in the way that they'll walk up to the car, put their hand in, it automatically opens. Or similarly, they'll get out of the car and lock the door, and the wing mirrors will retract and the doors will lock automatically also. So that means this key here spends most of its time in your pocket and you don't have to be rooting for keys to access the car. The key's also got another function which basically allows you to bring the windows down as well as open the sunroof to retract everything. So if you can imagine during the summer you've left the windows and the sunroof open, you can just lock them by looking out through your bedroom window. This car then, as we said, this car is all about specification. We'll have a look at the leather seats in a minute, but starting off, the first thing you're greeted with is a really cool stop start button. So when we start the car, push the button, and to disengage the car, it's also cool in a premium actually. Blind spot indicator up through here. It basically means when somebody is on your blind spot back there, which means you can't see them in the wing mirror over there, there's a little symbol that's going to light up and it'll catch your attention, which means somebody is outside of your line of sight, but it's going to warn you before you move. Other nice things on this premium are it specifically has adjustable suspension if you want to stiffen the suspension for increased handling pleasure. When the dynamic mode is engaged, that means basically when you're driving enthusiastically, if you're on a track or on the road, as long as you're keeping safe, the car won't roll as much as a normal would because those dampers have stiffened up, and it means you can take corners at a higher speed than a normal car would. Most Honda Civics will have a reverse camera with different settings down through here. However, you're not in any old Civic here. This is a premium. So what's happening here is it's got cross monitor, which is not normally on them. Cross monitor basically is saying, I am going to pick up stuff that is outside of your line of sight. So as we can see at the moment, there's going to be a van or a car coming from here. It's way over there. It's basically dragging my attention to things that are outside of the line of sight normally within the camera. So very cool. Which actually brings me onto the theme of safety. There is more spec I want to talk about, but these cars are super safe. This little panel on the steering wheel here plays a massive role in safety on this particular car. Let's face it, roads are really busy these days and people are really busy too. So people are really tired. With so much traffic, there's bound to be incidents. Well, this kind of car, it's going to help you stay safe. Starting off, the headlights have high beam support and they're fully automated, and so are the wipers. When you're driving through a country area, then the headlights will be on full. Once you come into something like a lit up area, the lights dim, but once you get back into an unlit area, then they go back into full. Once you meet oncoming traffic, they'll automatically dip. So this car has come over the hill, the headlights have dipped. Once the cars pass by us, the lights go into full automatic mode and headlights come on again. This kind of stuff means that you have less to do, which means you have more ability to concentrate on what's in front of you. The wipers are also the same. Wipers then will sense the rain depending how heavy it is, so it will work on various intermittencies just depending how much water is falling. It's also going to be equipped with a speed sign recognition. It's got a little camera up front and it's always watching the road ahead. In this case then, as we're about to leave the town, we move from a 50 into a 60 zone, which the car is recognised, and actually it's a very short 60 zone, and then we move into an 80 zone. And while that's really cool by itself, it's got a really cool function in the fact that you can link it to the speed limiter. The speed limiter has two ways of working. I've got a limit which limits my speed, so I've limited to 90. I'm flooring the car, it won't go past 90. Or I can limit to the speed zone. We know it's 100 because it says 100 over here. The car's going to accelerate up to 100. And now it's telling us that we're exceeding the speed limit. We're going to slow down to 100. I'm going to floor it again. And it keeps telling us that we're exceeding. I'll tell you now that it's going to save you a speeding fine one of the days, but there's other things on this car that are going to try and keep you on the road as well. The lane change warning, so we have the assist up here, but the warning is down here. And it just means if I drift into the white line, you can see the vibrating steering, and it's pushed us back, but it's not actually trying to keep us. What it's doing is just going to keep ping-ponging from left to right. Not as comfortable, but useful just for a warning. If I'd used my indicator, there would have been no problem. This one here, which we'll have a look at, is the lane keep assist. With lane keep assist, I'll hit this button here. I've got a symbol up through here. As you can see, we're going to go around the corner. I know I shouldn't do it, but technically, the car is going to keep us between the two lines for about 10 seconds or so. And eventually then you'll see a warning coming in here, which is telling us that we need to get our hands back on the wheel. But I am covering the wheel just to be safe. The car is still guiding us up to the centre, and now it's told us, put your hands back on the wheel. So basically, it's going to stop you exceeding the speed limit, and it's also going to keep you on the road, but it's also going to keep you away from the cars that are ahead of you. First thing we do is we set the cruise control. So turn it on, set it. At the moment then there is no car actually in front of us. So the reason that the silhouette is completely empty is that there's no car in front of us. We're just set like normal cruise control. So we're going to stay at 77 kilometers per hour. Once wherever traffic comes in front of us, you'll see the symbol has lit up to say that there is now a car identified by the camera. And we can basically now choose how far do we want to stay behind the car in front, so various distances, and the car will respect that. If the car in front slows down, we slows down. If the car ahead speeds up, we speed up until we get to that maximum of 90 kilometers an hour that we've set ourselves. So as you can see, the Honda Sensing kit, which is based on that part of the steering wheel, is trying to keep you safe on the roads, which, let's face it, are extremely busy and dangerous these days. So like what we're saying, the car is extremely cool looking. It's got a high level of spec, which I still need to continue on, and it's really safe as well. One of the coolest things I think on these premiums as well has got to be that panoramic roof over your head. It lets light in regardless of if it's open or not, but during the summer or just in general, it's nice to have that light coming in over your head. Because this is a premium model, you also get a heated passenger seat with different settings and a heated driver seat with different settings also. And because it's premium again, it gets really high quality black leather from the factory in the rear and front of the car. And these premium models even get extra speakers. So each door has a tweeter up high and it's got a speaker down low. And on a Honda Civic that normally adds up to 8 speakers overall, but because this is a premium, you get more speakers up in the dash. There's 11 speakers overall. And I know I keep saying it because it's premium. Normally, Civics get a height adjustable seat with lumbar support, but in the premium specification, they've decided to treat the passenger so they also get lumbar support for lower back because it's a premium. Anyway, how many times can you say that in a video? Obviously quite a lot. One other cool features on these Honda Civics has to be the boot. Holiday in these cars, the boot is so user friendly. The reason I say that is it's actually really big, it's really easy to use, and the fact that there's no solid parcel shelf allows you to pile stuff up. Up, this is a flexible shelf, which means you can literally pull it over everything to provide privacy, and even the top part of the boot lid also has another net for privacy as well, and the rear windows also have privacy on the rear and also the side. So again, recapping so far why people buy these cars: they look damn cool, they've got a great level of spec as you can see because this is the premium model, and it's really safe. Practical. So you can see, as we've talked about so far, it's got a big usable boot, it's got a black leather interior that is easy to keep clean, it's got 3 head restraints, it's got 3 3-point safety belts, and it's got ISOFIX on both sides with an armrest. So it's going to be comfortable for adults and it's going to be comfortable for kids. And in terms of size, I am 6 foot, so when I'm sitting in the back of one of these cars, this is the amount of headroom I have. And this is the amount of legroom I have in front of me, so I'm quite happy as an adult back here, which means kids are going to be equally happy back here too. It means basically you can buy a car like this that looks really cool with high spec and still say and convince everyone else in the family that you bought a family car. A car that just happens to have a lot of features for the driver also. Anyway, when you're sitting in the car, this is your point of view. So in terms of visibility, this is what you see over here. Moving around to the front, you got electrochromatic rear view mirror which darkens itself when people drive up behind you. This is the view that you're going to have ahead, and we're going to look at the instrument cluster next. But overall, I think you'll agree that there is good visibility out through the car. In terms of the instruments and steering wheel, so on our right, we saw there was the safety features over here, and then on the left-hand side, we have the controls over here, which are for things like Bluetooth and also the trip information, which allows me to toggle through things like fuel, speed, navigation, speed sign recognition, which we saw already, other things like audio, Bluetooth, and general maintenance information. We look over to the right hand side then, we can see our Honda Connect unit in through here, which is where our reverse camera was, and all our communications are from here. The controls for heated seats, lovely gear stick we'll see in a sec, which is really nice to use when you're driving, and some storage with an armrest and USB connector in through there. Again, in terms of acceleration, first gear. So it's a 300 Newton meter torque engine, 1.6 diesel. Look at third, and we're at 80 kilometers an hour. So while it is a big comfortable cruiser, you can actually still have a bit of fun in this car. Gearbox is really sweet in these cars. The steering's lovely. They're wide, so I don't know how you describe it. You just feel really confident in the car. It's independent rear suspension again, unlike the torsion bar that used to go before. So the car moves nicely. It's predictable. Hard to describe. Just go and try it yourself. But the gearbox is sweet, really nice. But Honda always make nice gearboxes. And let's try this back road. So, like we were saying, it's a very wide car on the road, makes you really confident. This kind of road here where there's twists and turns and dips and all that kind of stuff, it's enjoyable to drive actually. So it is a big comfortable cruiser, but you can still actually have a bit of crack on the back road as well. The Honda Connect unit then, as we saw, has the reversing camera in through here then as well. It's basically things like audio, general settings, mobile phone setup, trip information, navigation, which is Garmin. But these days, you're going to have either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which is really, really cool. And like we said, like Garmin navigation is there. In fairness, Google Maps really has taken over from that. So bring me to Fitzpatrick's Garage, Kildare.
Getting directions to Fitzpatrick's.
Lots of Civics in the workshop. So anyway, hopefully this video is starting to show you the reasons that people buy these cars and the reasons that you would buy a car like this. This particular vehicle is a car that we actually sold brand new here at the garage, and we have a full service history for the vehicle here. That means then when you buy a car like this, you're going to get a car that is up to Honda specification for servicing when you collect it. So there you have it. That is our premium diesel, really high. Look, the thing about this car, high specification, comfort, fuel economy, easy to run, and this is a nice one-owner car with a dealer service history as well. And we can provide finance, and we always have good trade-in deals and all that kind of stuff as well. Brian's my name, 086-843-1945. Give me a shout, call, text, WhatsApp, whatever suits you. I'll be happy to talk about trade-ins or any kind of information you want on the car here. Hopefully the video's been useful. If there's any information I missed out, please let me know on the link below, or sorry, on the comments below if you're watching on YouTube, or if there's anything you want to know, just give me a shout like we said on the phone, and I can talk you through that. So hopefully the video's been useful. Give it a like if you're watching on YouTube, and thanks for taking time to watch.